Hey YouTube, Loving Miku here, and I am recording another video for my Blackwing deck because I finally got lavalval chain, and the format sort of changed, so bear with me. For the monsters, just standard, 3 Shuras, 3 Boras, 3 Clues. This should be a Clue. I just played Damascus because I don't have the third one. A Gale, 2 Blizzard because 3 gets clogged, and level 6s are not that good anymore, sort of just common reason. A Zephyros and a Coach. Zephyros works well with Fiendish Chain, and it can sometimes do Xyz and turn the game over, win these games. And Coach works well with Bora. Normal summon Coach, special summon Bora, go for level 8, or Shura, go rank 4, or... And I also run Photon Thrasher, so it sort of works well with a lot of things. That's all for the Blackwings. For the others, 3 Photon Thrashers. Run this because I have Blackwings are not that good anymore because decks tend to be fast. For Photon Thrasher, you can go into lavalval chain by normal summoning any level 4 and use lavalval chain's effect to get BLS or Dark Arm on your deck, and at the top of your deck like really fast. And Photon Thrasher, even though if you get a bad hand and if you have no other monsters in your hand, you can go for an Xyz that situation, but it's a quite decent beater. It's sort of like a Cyber Dragon, so it can beat up other stuff. It's mainly a beatstick in bad situations. And BLS, I mean, yeah, 2 bosses can win games, especially use lavalval chain, get this thing on your top, or that on your top. It can win games, especially BLS, because BLS can be revived by Monster Reborn, and it can turn over games. Yeah, that's all for the monsters. I run 19 monsters. For the spells, I run a Whirlwind, Double Duality, 3 MSTs, and Double Lance. Now, some of you may think that there are too many back row killers, even though there are not many decks that run a lot of back row, but for me, still people tend to run quite a lot of back rows, especially heroes or some other decks that are not Prophecy or Incarnate Dragons. And for those decks, if you don't run you don't have to run that much, but if you don't run some back row killers, your monsters will be removed really quickly by the back row. So these 5 are actually really necessary. For others, we have Monster Reborn and it's heavy. I don't run Dark Hole because I don't like pulling off every monster, but especially on my side, but I think I should at least side it. I'm really conflicting on it because I don't like to pop my own monsters, but I really get the need for it. For my drop power, there's 1 Allure and a Book of Moon. Everybody knows what these 2 do. But that's all for the spells. And for the traps, Solemn Duo, Double Torrential, same as Dark Hole, but if I lose field advantage or my field is even clear, Torrential is a really good trap. You can get blows the shit out of your opponent. Yeah. Anyway, double bottomless. Oops, sorry for removing that playmat. And triple Icarus. Some people even run 2, but I think it's sort of ridiculous. Best to run 3. That's all for my main deck. 40, you can count. And my extra deck. Hold on. There we go. For the 1-5, I run a Canister. Can really win a lot of battles. And I run 3 6s, a Vulcan, a Gaia Knight, and an Armed Wing. Armed Wing, I use this really a lot for the target for Icarus attack, and Gaia Knight just a decent beater. Vulcan works well with Fiendish Chain. I side Fiendish Chaining. It can bounce off 2 cards, but they need to be face up. But if you run a Fiendish Chain, you pop a Fiendish Chain, you can use it again. You can't use the same thing over and over again, but you can. Fiendish Chain is a trap, so you can just put it face down and pop another card. But the bad thing is that its attack stats suck. And for 2/7s, I run with Black Rose, Armor Master, Field Clearer, and the God of Battles, yeah. And a Scrap Dragon for the level 8. Relatively easy to play this because I run Coach, Bora, and things like that, and even a 6 with the Blizzard still even work. Last of my synchro is Mistworm. Rarely play to this, but if you play this, it's a really good card still. Because Trishra is dead. Yeah, that's all for the synchros. For XCs, I run a lavalval chain key card to this deck because I mentioned it earlier, but to get BOS or DAD on your top, and or put Zephyros in your graveyard. Darrell, sort of like the XC's version of Scrap Dragon. Sophine can negate effects and beat some things down. Roach, just for Dragon Rulers. Maestro, I really like this card personally. Dire Cowboy wins game. Shock Ruler, Shock Master, yeah. Rarely play this, but if you play it, it's like awesome. That's all for the extra deck for my side deck. Chaos Hunter, 3 Veiler. Big Veiler is like the staple. Chaos Hunter just for Dragon Rulers. 2 T-Kings, don't main it because I don't have much space. And 2 deck lockdowns just to block Incarnate Dragon Rulers. Tap Tricks. I just have some space left, and if your opponent plays Big Eye or Dragon Sack, I just play this. Double Fiendish Chain, double Compulsory, and double Dark Flies. Dark Flies also just for Incarnate Dragon.